This is a tier list ranking all planche exercises. These exercises need to actually put you into a planche at some point during the exercise. I'm ranking these exercises by their potential to improve your planche and improve your planche strength. The first exercise is the planche hold, which you would expect would be an S tier move because it is the planche, but it's not. I'm putting it at an A. If you're looking to improve your planche strength, simply going for the full planche in my sessions is not going to be the most productive way to spend my energy. Also, if you are regressing the position, that's also not specific enough to make that the best exercise to choose to build your strength. The straddle planche is as hard as it is for each individual. The point is you can't really control that. So into the A column it goes. Planche negatives. Now, these are ones that I probably would have put in the S tier in the past, but I've changed my mind on that. A planche negative is an extremely valuable exercise for building planche strength. I'm moving the planche negative to the B tier. It doesn't give you time spent in almost perfect technique, which is what you do want to spend a lot of time in if you're looking to level up your planche. The planche negative is extremely sapping of your energy. If you were to do this for every session, like I did in the past, it's going to potentially lead to overtraining. The planche press is not one that I train that often. I look at more as a showy type of skill, looking to show off what strength I have. If you look at a planche hold, a planche negative, and a planche press, I look at the planche press as the hardest one to do, but I don't think that makes it conducive to being a good exercise. I'm putting the planche press into the C tier. It's great because you can turn on and protract and push with your shoulders, and that's the amount of force you need to put out when you're going for a hold. But it is also plagued with being able to bend the arms, change your planche shape as you go up, or even use momentum, and that sabotages its value as an exercise, especially as general application for most people. The planche lean is probably one that most people are going to tell you to do. It's going in the C tier, even though it's great for the upper body and to start to feel the position in the wrists, in the shoulders, in the core. You can grow too big for its boots. It will get to a point where you actually need to get more intensity by feeling the feet come off of the ground and what is needed by your glutes, in addition to the increased demand on your shoulders if you're looking to actually hold planche positions. The lean starts you off, but it only gets you so far when a planche hold is your goal. The assisted planche goes into my S tier. This is the best exercise for training your planche. And when I say assisted, I'm talking using a band. A planche exercise that puts you in your goal position and lets you adjust intensity and volume makes it a must that it has to be at the top of the list here. I think that this notion of band IQ is a thing. And I think that people can misuse a band and it makes the exercise worthless. Because you can't feel the technique and you can't feel the stresses where it's meant to be. There is a little bit of a skill to understanding what is the right band for you and how to use it to make it appropriate. But the fact that this exists, a way to scale the intensity and the volume and be able to train the planche position that we want to go for without having to just do attempts, makes it S tier. Using dumbbells and cables. These are really valuable, but I feel they only have a place as an accessory. Your biceps are going to become the limiting factor because your body is completely supported. So your shoulders and chest don't have to really do the brunt of the work, which they do in a planche, which is hold your body up. And if that's taken out of the equation, it's down to your biceps tendon. So these are really good for conditioning the elbows for planche, but given the biceps tendon is not the make or break area that gives you your planche, it really does belong in the D tier. I put it as an E in my notes, but I'm gonna increase it to the D after saying those things. But it's a great accessory, but it's not gonna get you the planche on its own. The plate press. This one is going in the D tier as well. The plate press is very similar to what the dumbbells and cables allow you to do. The good thing about it though is it now hits your shoulders, which is what the cables and dumbbells don't do. It lets you get a lot more repetitions in. It doesn't really allow you to feel the stresses that you would feel in a planche in your core. Definitely not in the glutes. And simply because the exercise is vertical when the planche is horizontal, makes it an accessory, not something you would have as your mainstay. Dynamic planche. This involves swings to planche, shoot out to planche. This one hits the the bottom of the barrel. These ones are like ice cream makers for front lever. If you can do the position, these look really cool. But in terms of helping improve it, because you're using momentum to just go, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's really unhelpful for building strength. You could say that you're using that momentum to help you hit the position, to help your body understand it, but I feel you need to hit these positions under load to get an idea of what it is. Falls right to the bottom, in the trash. Dynamic planche is an F. Reducing the lever length for planche. The two examples I thought of reducing your lever length for planche are using the foam roller and using the cross trainers. The cross trainers are great, but they're not great for increasing strength for planche. I gave a set a go. It made me lean so far forward to feel like I was in the skill that it's unrealistic to what the skill would actually look like if I was relying on strength. The foam roller one, I've tried that once, and even though it's kind of cool how it let me hit a full planche position seemingly without help, like I know a big foam roller sitting underneath my arms, but I'm hitting full planche with nothing around me. But given that the planche relies so much on shoulder strength to get done, I can't rate that as a, all right, here's your program for planche. Your main exercise is foam roller planche holds for 5 sets. No, that would be a terrible program. I've got it as an E in my notes, but rethinking it, it's going to F. This exercise. It's cool to try, it's cool to do, but I can't say that it is a productive exercise. Removing the lever completely. So that is your Maltese press, your Maltese hold, your Maltese negative between the boxes, where your arms are completely supported from hand all the way up to your shoulder with the box, and you're practicing either lowering down through it, holding it, or lowering down and pressing back up. So this one does have its place in terms of teaching you your body position while you do the skill. The main thing in planche is the strength of your shoulders. And by removing the lever and practicing, your shoulders still do work in this, to admit that they still do work, but they're not working to an intensity that's going to create a stronger shoulder for your planche. So I'm putting this in the D. D's are probably what I would call the accessory column. Planche push-ups. These are great for building general shoulder strength, but you have to be wary that just because you can planche push up doesn't mean you can hold the planche position that you're doing these push-ups in. Piggybacking on that point, it's because you don't spend really any time in the locked out planche position. I generally opt for handstand push-ups over planche push-ups when it comes to building shoulder strength, but the planche push-up does have the advantage of putting you in the specific planche position for the body, talking about the core, talking about the glutes, the position that you're going to need for the hold. So it does have some bonus points there. All in all, I would put the planche push-up into the C tier because it has some great benefits, but I also think there's a better exercise out there in the handstand push-up. Last one, bent arm planche. We'll create a new tier called Z and we'll shit it on down there. Bent arm planches. If anyone gave you a bent arm planche to build up to your planche, run in the other direction.